Hello everyone, welcome to Groups Curriculum. This is Rahul, and this is the third lecture in the series of lectures on disaster management. If you have not watched the earlier recorded or earlier lectures, okay, I would suggest that you go back and watch those videos so that you will have a better understanding on this lecture. So let's get started. Tsunami. Before 2004, before 2004, very few Indians are aware of the word tsunami. Okay, 2004 we have experienced a devastating tsunami on if I remember correctly, it is 24th December 2004. Okay, so on that day we have experienced a tsunami which killed lakhs of people around the Indian Ocean, and even in India also there were more than 1 lakh people who have died, mainly because they were not aware that uh, something like this can happen. Mainly we our disaster management was not that good at that time, and since then disaster management as a concept has attained very important place in India. Okay, so what is tsunami? Tsunami is a Japanese word, okay, which is made up of two words again, su and nami. Su means harbor. Harbor, it is self-descriptive, which means sea or sea coast. Okay, and nami means wave. So since there are huge waves coming from the sea during tsunami, it is named so. And as you know, Japan is part of Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire is a very important concept for any exam, where around like if this is Pacific Ocean and this is North America, South America, and this is Asia and Australia. So this entire dotted area, boundary of Pacific Ocean, we call it as Ring of Fire, because here is where volcanic eruptions takes place, and also earthquakes. So since this is very hotspot region, we call it as Ring of Fire, and Japan is part of the Ring of Fire, and they have frequent tsunamis. Like even earthquakes, also they have every day they have an earthquake of smaller magnitude, which are not big. Occasionally, they have very big earthquakes and tsunamis also, and it is common in their terminology. And from there, the word tsunami has taken root from. Okay, let's see what is a tsunami. Tsunami is a series of extremely long waves caused by a large and sudden displacement of the ocean due to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. Okay, let us see how a tsunami is caused. Okay, tsunami, as we can see from the definition here, it is a series of extremely long waves caused by large and sudden displacement. Now, how will this displacement happen? Displacement can happen because of earthquake, volcanic eruption, and landslides. So, any of these are the major causes of earthquakes in the ocean floor, which can actually displace the uh, displace the water, and this is having a ripple effect. We can also see an analogy here. Suppose this is a lake, and some guy, he's standing here and he threw a stone in here. So then what happens is waves are transmitted to the edges. Even if it is a small stone also, waves are generated. Similarly, even if it is a big ocean, an earthquake can cause a wave in such a way that it transmits in the form of a series of waves like this. Tsunami is nothing but this only, but the cause is here earthquake. But here, see, this stone throwing by the person is causing waves here. But on a large scale, if suppose here, let us take this as extend this and look at this as a sea. Now suppose somewhere here earthquake has happened. What it does is it displaces the water to the upwards. Here it causes a disturbance. From here the waves start generating. Okay, and the wave travels at very fast speed, like thousands of kilometers, and in Indian Ocean it can cover in 1 hour or 2 hours. It is very fast. And the wave, as we can see here, there are other definitions also. Normally seismic wave causes only one instantaneous vertical wave. Vertical wave in the sense, like if this is ocean bottom, it displaces directly. As in earthquake, it first hits the surface here, and from here the wave gets propagated. Okay, but afterwards a series of after waves are generated. They radiate in all directions and can cover entire basins. Now here also we will see the example of 2004 tsunami only. Okay, now here it is India and Sri Lanka and Saudi Arabia and Africa. Okay, and this is Australia. Somewhere here the earthquake was generated in Indonesia. What happened is, from here the waves transmitted in all directions, and even it went up to African coast also. So even though like the magnitude when it reached there, it was not that high. The heaviest impact has been on Sri Lanka and the immediate areas, like even Andamans also. There was not much loss of life there, but the entire east coast of India, some parts of western coast, Sri Lanka, these are the major victims apart from Indonesia. And some of the waves travel up to Africa also. So they can, they radiate in all directions. They can get actually again reflected and can come back as smaller waves also. Okay, and what is the actual mechanism? If you see the figure here, what is happening is, when the wave is generated initially, suppose this is the surface and this is the ocean bottom. When the wave is generated here, it displaces only very small part of it. Then what happens is, small height, smaller crests and smaller troughs, it travels like this. But as it uh, nears the ocean, nears the coast, what happens is that the energy get, there is not much space here, like the, it is shallow and the energy is intensified, and the wave height increases up to like 30 meters height. Okay, in deep waters what is there is long wavelength and there is low height. Like when people are at sea, even when tsunami has happened, there are warnings that if people are closer to the shore, they should actually not come towards the beach. They should actually go inside the sea, because there the wave height is very less and the damage is also very less. But as it approaches the sea coast, the energy is intensified and the wavelength get reduced, and the entire water gets displaced here, and the wave can travel up to some kilometers into the villages or the cities along the sea coast and cause heavy damage. Okay, and one more fact that we need to discuss here is, where are the tsunamis actually generated in the world. Okay, as you can see from the pie chart here, more than 70% of the waves or tsunamis are generated in Pacific Ocean, and most of them are in Japan. And next comes Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea also, it has lots of volcanoes and it is made up of number of smaller plates. So these also cause earthquakes, and next highest comes there, and next goes the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean. They are also very less, and Indian Ocean, they are far lesser in extent. So from this, it is clear that the number of tsunamis that are being generated in Indian Ocean, they are very less. But 2004, since we are not prepared, we had a loss of property and loss of life along the coast. So it is important that we are prepared for it. I'll also come up with another video on tsunamis, where in which I will discuss Indian tsunami early warning system, INCOIS, and whatever the latest development. This will be dealt as part of disaster management. Okay. And right now, what I've done is, like, we have just gone through the introduction of tsunami, and when we deal with the actual disaster management, I'll deal this topic in depth. Okay. That is it for today. Don't forget to like the video. If you have any doubts, put it in the comment box below, um, and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.